What's going on? Will Freeman, RevolutionaryLifestyleDesign.com, talking to you today about why growth is the wrong goal and how to pull yourself out of the productivity cult. So this is for you if you are a hypervigilant overachiever on the far end of the personal development curve, okay? A hypervigilant self-improvement junkie. If you're on the other spectrum, you know, if you're missing some discipline, if you're getting up past where you're supposed to be waking up, this video is not for you. This video is for guys on the far end of the curve. If you're on the other side, you need discipline, you need all these things, but this is for guys who are miserable, who are constantly living in self-improvement, who are self-improvement junkies. This used to apply to me. This still applies to me a little bit. Okay, where you're trying to be productive every spare moment. It's very hard for you to enjoy things. It's very hard for you to find small pleasures. You know, you sit down in a movie theater, you're bored. You sit down to play a video game, you're bored. You're at dinner with some friends, you're getting bored. You're thinking about what needs to be done to get to your next level of growth. You're constantly thinking about growth. I need to get bigger in the gym. I need to get more money. I need to close this deal. I need to be moving this forward in my business. Very easy to fall into that trap, because when you're starting out, you're coming from a place of lack, and you do need to push forward in all those areas. You do need to get past survival. You do need to do a hell of a lot to get all aspects of your area, or all areas of your life, rolling, okay? But I want to tell you that productivity in and of itself is worthless, okay? In and of itself, productivity for productivity's sake is fucking worthless. The end point of productivity is happiness, okay? Second childhood, enjoying your life. You see little kids playing, you see how happy they are. That's what you want to be aiming for. You want to wake up before your alarm goes off. You want to be happy and excited to live that day. You want to be living your ideal day as much as possible, okay? Not just being productive for the sake of productivity or growing for the sake of growth. Happiness is in enjoying your mission as well as enjoying the rewards that your mission brings you, okay? And happiness is also in having leisure time and being able to enjoy that leisure time, all right? So the end game, creating your ideal day, living it, waking up before your alarm, getting up early, enjoying the calls that you have to make, the client calls for that day, because you practice radical client selection, so you have clients that you actually want to work with, want to talk to, enjoying managing the systems of the business, outsourcing a lot of the day-to-day bullshit so that you don't have to do anything you hate within your business, being able to have the skill to deploy capital to where you can have rapid progress in scaling up your business, whether it's in ads or whether it's in other areas that you want to scale up, and enjoying that progress. But ultimately what it comes down to is waking up, enjoying that day, being able to be done maybe by 2 p.m., hit the gym, come back, shower, hot shower, followed by cold, lie down, put the construction earmuffs on like I do, with the towel still wrapped around you on the bed, lie down for 30 minutes in that beautiful state in between being awake and being asleep. Back up again, hitting a clean meal, all right? And then you're off to maybe, you know, taking a little bit of a break, and then your girlfriend comes over. You hang out for 2 hours and you go out for dinner. Then you invite your friends out with you while you're going. And then you come back, have some cuddle time, in bed by, you know, 11:30, and you do it again the next day. And from front to back, you're enjoying it, okay? Money's a tool for happiness. Women are a tool for happiness. Business is a tool for happiness. Everything, okay? You're either moving towards pleasure or moving towards pain, whether it's unconscious, whether you want to admit it, whether you don't want to admit it. That's everything that you're trying to do. You're constantly trying to feel bliss at all times, okay? And when bliss is not available, and oftentimes it's not, because our soul is trapped in these physical bodies subject to so much, you know, outside interference, we're trying to aim for at least that best state available, okay? That's what you're always trying to do. So growth is not the fucking goal. Productivity is not the goal. And there's so many guys pushing this, online or whatever. They just leave it there. They're just like, and X gets you growth, okay? And that's the end of their video. You need to be growing. For what, right? They don't take it to the logical extent. It's like, yes, growth and productivity are useful as tools to make you consistently happier. That's it. Okay, tools to allow you to live your ideal day as much as possible and be as consistently happy as possible. That's what they're for, all right? And the guys who end their logic with growth have not thought this through. That's why they're always saying, you should be the least successful person in the room. You should be the least accomplished. You should be the least muscular person in the room. That way you can grow, all right? Well, I'm telling you, like, if you're always the least successful person or the least accomplished, and you're always putting yourself in that position, you're always going to feel a sense of lack, okay? And every time you hit a new milestone, you might get a brief moment of happiness before you literally put yourself in another situation of lack. That does not sound like the way that I want to structure my games, okay? I want to structure the games for maximum happiness, not always coming from a place of lack, because when you're putting yourself in those positions, a lot of the time you're going to feel unhappy and you're going to drift into that comparison game, and you can't win that comparison game. You cannot win that comparison game. There's always going to be somebody wealthier. There's always going to be somebody more successful. There's already going to be somebody better looking. There is a use in comparing yourself to people who are doing better, in the sense of, okay, that gives me the next target that I'm looking for within my game. But then it's also useful to compare yourself to how other people are doing. Okay, there's people who have cancer, there's people who have AIDS, there's people who have all these things, so that you can feel grateful for the blessings that God's given you. When you're always only looking for growth and the next level and constantly living in lack, you're going to be ungrateful no matter how much you have. Okay, no matter how much you have, because you're always playing the comparison game. You're stuck in the productivity cult. You're stuck in the growth cult. You're playing the comparison game, and you're negating the blessings that you have, and you're shitting all over your happiness, okay? And you're always going to be in lack, and you're always going to be ungrateful as long as you're caught in that trap. So, growth is only relevant if it makes you happier, okay? Everything's moving towards pleasure and away from pain. The end game is creating your ideal day and living it as often as possible. And you need to get out of the productivity cult. And I'm giving you the Life Raft in terms of permission. I'm giving you permission to do this, okay? And I'm the, quote, personal development guy. Maybe you've been watching me for a long time and it's been like my push behind you, right? But remember, what got you here won't get you there. Like, if you've accumulated all that and you've taken a lot of that push to heart, remember, there's a time and place for that. If you're on the far end, if you're hyper vigilant, if you're fucking miserable right now, and I've had a lot of clients like this, you need to make a change. Okay? Often the most successful guys, the wealthiest guys, are the most unhappy because they are constantly living in a sense of lack. They're constantly falling short of their expectations. They constantly have super high standards for themselves that they never hit. And when they do hit a major milestone, they eat that within a day. They eat that payoff within a day or two, and then it's back to, hey, can't get complacent, can't rest on my laurels, gotta be growing, gotta be moving forward, or I'm gonna lose all that I have, all right? And that might be a method for a lot of external success, but it's also a method for a lot of internal happiness. And like I said, happiness is the benchmark of success. Success should be measured in, like, how much do you like your life, okay? That's all that matters. So growth is fun when it's part of the right game and you feel passion and progress, but it's a means to an end. The end is happiness. Growth is just a tool. So if you're constantly failing yourself and constantly miserable about your failures, despite other people seeing you as successful or other people seeing you as hardworking and diligent and all these things, you might want to consider changing the target, okay? And aiming for happiness instead. So here are 2 simple things you can do. Number 1, only create 1 new habit per month. Track your streak in habit share and make those goals attainable. and tighten that habit in the coming months. Track no more than 5 habits at a time. For example, you're trying to lose some weight, just start with like, let me eat under 2,000 calories per day for this month. Not 1,200, not the crazy crash diet, okay? Or you're trying to clean up your diet. This is what I tell a lot of my clients who are struggling to clean up their diet. I'm like, just eat clean till 5 p.m., put that in your habit share, give me access to your habit share so I can see that we're gonna do this for the month. And that's the only habit that we're tracking, okay? I'm not talking about projects or goals right now. I'm talking about habits. That's a different thing entirely. Because projects or goals, there's an end date and we can aim for that and then it's done. Habits have to be done consistently forever. And these 30-day challenges are straight bullshit as far as I'm concerned. What you want to do is you want to take, first we start by minimizing that most of the time, right? Like I had a client who was addicted to video games. I was like, just push the video games till 5 p.m. Okay, then you can play all that you want. And let's just get a month under our belt of that, of consistent wins, and stack those up. And then we can decide what to do with the video games. What I would probably do next would be, next month we're gonna move them to Friday, Saturday night. We're playing video games after 5 p.m. as much as we want. Because those video games were giving him pleasure and they were filling a void of lack. They were filling a void of pain. We were just indulging them too much. But what happens when you set a lot of those times, those crazy challenges for yourself, and you're pushing too hard on your habits, it's like, well, it just gives you another reason to fall short of your expectations. And you're already if you're a hyper vigilant self-improvement junkie, you're already prone to self-hatred. Okay, so we don't need more of that. We need to calm down on the habits and just do one at a time, and then we tighten that up next month, and then we keep it there and it's optimized and we add another one. And maybe we track, 5 habits at the most. Okay, for example, one habit that I'm tracking right now is making sure I get 140 grams of protein a day. Now, I don't necessarily believe that you need more than 100 grams of protein in fact, I know that I've been able to build pretty decent body with about 100 grams, but I want to see how much 180 to 200 will make a difference. But mostly, I know that if I eat at least 140 grams of protein, I'm 180 pounds by the way, I'll probably end up eating about 180 per day. If I make sure I eat 2 meals with 70 grams of protein, and that protein is so much more satiating than what I normally would have eaten. Like if I'm eating all that chicken and broccoli and steak, it's gonna make me way less hungry, way less likely to cheat. It's an offensive goal instead of a defensive goal, and it's gonna, make me less likely to bloat. It's gonna be better for my stomach and all these things. So that's one thing that I'm tracking right now. Okay. Another thing that I've been tracking for a while is no alcohol. I'm 38 now. Even just a couple nights of drinking takes its toll, and that's going quite well. But I don't have a crazy amount of stuff that I'm tracking. It's more simple baseline habits, no more than 5 at a time, and accepting that there's going to be imperfections. Accepting there's going to be things that, until they become a major problem, I let persist, okay? Because solving recurring problems actually became a recurring problem because I was so hyper vigilant in it, okay? That's why I'm saying this only applies to you if you're already hyper vigilant. If not, then you do need to solve those recurring problems. Okay, so that's number 1. Number 2 is have off hours and have something to look forward to at night. So like 8 p.m. you're done working on your business, and you're not allowed to go, okay, now I have to do my 3 hours of personal development reading or watching personal development books or watching these courses. Like even your so-called leisure time would be filled with productivity, okay? Understand this. You're on a treadmill to nowhere. You're on an escalator to nowhere. Like there's not going to be a point where you get to enjoy your life if you're constantly thinking only like that, okay? So off hours, right? And you can do what you want. Now, on some nights, you might want to watch personal development videos on YouTube. You might want to watch the homie right here, okay? But you also might want to play video games. You might want to see your girlfriend. You might want to play guitar. You might want to go to a water park. You might want to do skydiving, whatever, okay? Always have something to look forward to at the end of every day. That's huge, because we got to live today, you know? We want to live 50% for the future, but 50% for today. We want to be able to enjoy today as much as we can while we're in the process of moving forward, okay? That's a skill that has to be learned. Don't think that you can just accumulate all this stuff and build this lifestyle and then all of a sudden be happy. No, you have to work on being happy within today. So have something to look forward to and have fucking off hours, dude. Have hours every day where you are not working or not doing some type of work for your growth or something, quote, productive, right? Total permission to go play Breakout on Xbox. That was a game I just downloaded last night. Warface Breakout. Okay, go play that on Xbox One. It's like a new version of Counter-Strike. Go do some shit that's totally not productive but fun, and be able to enjoy yourself again. Have your girlfriend over and watch a dumb movie or do other things. Go with your boys, you know, enjoy yourself. That's it. So those two things are going to make a major difference. But beyond that, remember what the target is. Target state, right? Best consistent state as often as possible. State is thoughts, emotions, physical sensations. You want those to be as good as possible. This does not mean choose pleasure over purpose, okay? We still want to be on our mission. We still, for the bulk of our day, we want to be choosing, you know, having a lot of purpose over short-term pleasure, but that's because the purpose makes us happier, okay? You want that eustress during the day from the workout or from the business. But if you're doing it properly, it should make you happy. You should get the self-esteem and you should feel good and you should feel like, okay, I'm checking off these levels, but I'm not deep in this productivity growth cult to the point where it is detrimental and making me miserable, and I'm using my happiness as the benchmark. I'm using my happiness as a litmus test. I'm using my happiness of like, am I doing this properly? Okay, success equals happiness. Like, change the definition. It's not growth, it's not productivity. Success equals happiness. Am I happy? If not, solve for happiness. What do I need to do to be able to create these ideal days for myself as much as possible? Okay, if you need help with this, holler at your boy, revolutionarylifestyledesign.com/coaching. Let's set up a consultation, see if you'd be a good fit to work with me. If not, keep watching. I've got a lot more content coming out. How to play the game of life course, mastermind, community, group coaching coming out hopefully by the end of the year. I've been working on this for a year now already. It's probably going to take me till the end of the year to get this done. I'm aiming for it to be the best personal development course and delivery tool of all time. And I'm telling you, it's going to blow your mind. So stay tuned for that. Otherwise, appreciate you watching this video. Wish you the best in your personal development journey. Much love to you.